Good morning, Lourdes.
Good morning, Maria. How are you
How are you?
today?
Oh, jinx. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Excellent.
How are you?
Terrific.
Okay, good. Okay, great. All right.
Yeah.
So today we get to do relationships and trust, which relationships is not just a relationship that you have with your significant other. It's about relationships with your family, friends, and most importantly, the relationship that you cultivate with yourself.
Right. Which you and I both agree is the most important relationship you're going to have, because that will
Absolutely.
determine, that's foundational for what your other relationships are going to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, one of the things is what you put up with, right? If you feel unworthy, or if you have beliefs of that that you're less than, what you're going to put up with in a relationship is going to be different from somebody that values themselves and respects themselves and knows that they're worthy of love and so on. But
Right.
now I'm going off on a tangent.
Yeah. Maria. Yeah.
Glad you caught it.
All right, let's get started.
Let's get started.
Let's start with the first one here.
Right. Relationships and trust. So let's go to the next slide.
So when someone has a belief that they can't trust people, it's usually born out of a past relationship that, where there was betrayal, where there was a broken trust, and it's been demonstrated to them that people are not trustworthy, right? They've had what they consider proof in their life of this.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes what happens is you kind of trust the wrong people and you trust them too early, right? So we need to say, okay, we need to investigate, right? And be like, all right, well, maybe I trusted them too early. Maybe I made some mistakes. There are things that I can do differently going forward. And, so having that blanket belief that others are inherently untrustworthy is not beneficial to you, and it doesn't help you to move forward and to cultivate real connection, which is what we all want ultimately, right? Want to feel connected, loved, and valued. And so a reframe would be, while some may have hurt me, many others are kind, supportive, and trustworthy. Surely there are examples of that in your life, right? I hope.
Correct. Yes.
And then recognizing that it takes time to build trust, that you're not going to start a new relationship on any level, whether it's a coworker, a friend, a love interest. It takes time to build trust, and you also have to, they have to demonstrate that they are kind of trustworthy on some level. So you're not going to be an open book in the first 5 minutes. It's like, don't do that. That's the wrong way to go.
Right. Allow things to progress. And remember, people are on their best behavior most of the time, especially in the beginning of a relationship, or if they're meeting you at an event. We have, two personas usually, where most people have a more polished persona out in public than they do at home. And so you want to understand that that's just the nature of people and behaviors in our society, what is acceptable in public, right?
Right. So like you just said, people are on their best behavior, especially early on when you're just starting to get to know them. So take it slowly, but know that people can be trusted, that some people may not have your best interests at heart, but you can learn to identify and connect with those who do. So,
Correct.
you know, reframing that belief into, I need to find the ones who are trustworthy, because believing that no one can be trusted is detrimental to yourself.
Right. Okay. And then I'll never find love. And this one is, there's a lot of loneliness, but one thing that I like to point out is that the expression of love comes from within. And so you're expressing love, and they express love. When they express love, or when you express love, the other person is basically feeling their own emotions elevating. So love comes within. And when we love ourselves, then it's easier for us to not only give love, but also accept love. When we believe we're worthy of love, that's when it's easiest for us to, find a partner that loves us and speaks to us in the love language that we are, where we feel it the best, right? But possible reasons that people start off with not having or not feeling that they can love, again, is that trust, right? That fear of rejection, the past relationship failed, or again, the low self-esteem. And so we have this belief that love is scarce or unattainable for us because of our past experiences. And we start to feel hopeless, and we avoid romantic opportunities. So it's not that there aren't romantic opportunities, it's that we actually are trying to avoid them because we don't want to get hurt again. We don't want to feel that rejection or that pain of rejection again. And one thing, again, that we need to do is slow down and just understand that love is something that there's an ebb and flow with love. And when we slow down, we can start to love ourselves and notice, how people are, and start to build a relationship instead of just jumping in and thinking, oh, this person is going to love me. How are you loving that person, right? What are you doing to show yourself love, and what are you doing to show and express love to someone else? And we can also start to shift our belief and think that love is possible for me, and I'm worthy of giving and receiving love. So again, it's about reframing what you believe, seeing what is true and not true about the past relationships, and understanding that there's a misalignment with the person that you were in a previous relationship with, whatever the misalignment was, and that you're looking to align with someone else. It doesn't mean that alignment doesn't exist. It means that you experienced misalignment. So it's something that we can work on. And again, it takes time. And the first thing that we need to do is self-care and love ourselves.
Right. I think the most important thing, for me, is being able to really truly love and accept myself. And that's a journey. And so if you're not feeling that alignment within yourself of loving and accepting yourself, that's where I would start. I would work on that before trying to find a relationship, because you have to fill yourself up first with love, so that you do have love to give, and you're not expecting someone else to make you whole. It's that wholeness you want to find for yourself.
Right.
So shall we move on to, I'm too shy to make meaningful connections? And, the reason that so many people maybe struggle with this is, anxiety about social judgment, fear of rejection. And, there may be a perception that shyness makes forming connections impossible. But if you've gotten used to withdrawing from social opportunities, then, because you've labeled yourself as shy, again, you're hampering you're hampering your own development. So a useful reframe would be that shyness means that I take time getting comfortable, and that allows for deeper connections, right? And one could start by practicing initiating small conversations in safe environments with people that, you feel a certain amount of safety with, but start small and build on that. Don't allow yourself to, perpetuate a habit of being, kind of shut in and isolated from others. Because like I said before, what we all truly want is a sense of connection and community. And that can come from, being in social spaces and interacting with others and finding the people that, as Maria says, are in your alignment, that are aligned with your interests, with your values, with, your vibe. And so don't give up. Don't, dwell in that, negative self-talk and self-labeling as I'm too shy, I'm insecure. It's like you can work on it. So go ahead and work on it. Work on, expand yourself into an area of willing to try to speak with people so that you can build those skills and know that, it's okay to be shy and introverted. I myself am pretty shy and pretty introverted, but right here with Maria, I'm in comfort. So you're getting a different version of me than you would at a cocktail party where I don't, know very many people, or the people that I know haven't arrived yet,
Right.
So just know that it's okay. Start by accepting who you are just as you are right this minute, and know that you can progressively improve in areas that you want to improve in, right?
Right, definitely. I mean, the ultimate thing is that when you start accepting yourself, you stop having that fear of the rejection from other people, because you realize that it's just misalignment. There's nothing wrong with you. And so that's why we keep saying the key to everything is to be aligned with yourself, to love and accept yourself. And this next slide about people pleasing, right? I need others to be happy. I I I used to be a people pleaser, but the biggest reason that I was a people pleaser was because I didn't want to be rejected. And so again, it's that same thing, that it's me trying to overcome my own rejection because I'm rejecting myself. And so if I'm rejecting myself, naturally the world is rejecting me as well, because the world is feeding back my beliefs. I'm creating my reality. So if I think that there's something wrong with me and that I should be rejected, then people are going to naturally reject me. I'm going to attract the people that will not be nice to me, that will, dismiss me, reject me in some social setting, or even at, Target or something, where you feel that you've got skipped in line, or whatever the case might be. The reality is based on my perspective of my own rejection. And so with the people pleasing, you don't need to try to please others, because what you're looking for is, how can I accept myself? And so we want to overcome that self-rejection, reframe it to, what am I aligned with? And then be happy together. We are when there's a few of us, two of us, we're happy together because we're aligned with the same interest or values, and we're having fun. We're not rejecting ourselves, and other people won't reject us, right? So it's a different, it's about reframing again. It's, my happiness is primarily my responsibility, and others can add to it, and it's not my sole source. Others happiness is not my sole source of happiness. So we're going to shift that perspective again. You know, you don't need people to be happy. You need to first cultivate happiness within yourself and then share it with others.
Right. Having the belief that I am capable of finding joy and fulfillment independently. Right?
Right. Right. Absolutely.
And moving on to I'm too different to be accepted.
Well, I don't think I think that David Bowie didn't think that. I think David Bowie was like, I'm going to be so different, everybody's going to love me. And Warhol said the same thing. Einstein didn't brush his hair. Everybody loves him. He was different. It's like you can be different and will be loved, right? It's not. It's you have to be you.
Right. And that's the thing that kind of tugs at my heart, this belief that so many people have that their differences make them outsiders and leads to isolation and exclusion and feeling misunderstood. And it's just that you haven't found your people yet, right? And I think, I don't know, that this is challenging at this time because, there are people who believe in inclusion and then there are those who don't. And it's about gravitating and finding the people who are inclusive, right? And so you don't have to self-isolate to avoid rejection. You just need to, again, it's about self-acceptance partly and being like really okay and loving yourself, but also knowing and believing that you will find the group that aligns with you, the people that align with you, and that your uniqueness is a strength. It's a gift because, we're all here to share our uniqueness and our, that thing that only we can share and shine a light on.
Right. And, one of the things that about this uniqueness that I think of is that, the people that we feel most attracted to, our heroes in our society, they're all different, right? They're the heroes that stand up for a certain value, the hero that protects those from the villains of the society. They're all people that express themselves as different and that will not stand for certain mistreatment of other people, or they're heroes in a different category, like artists who are come out in different things. I mean, if you look at Elon Musk, he's in many instances a hero to people because he's someone who was like, he didn't go to school to be an astronaut or to an engineer. He was someone that, he read a book, he studied, and then he had the means to move forward. So it's okay to be different. When you're different, you can actually excel and bring the rest of us into a different category.
Yeah. So with regards to an individual take on the uniqueness, having the belief that my uniqueness enriches the world and I'll find people who appreciate me for who I am. Mm-hmm. Having that belief is more empowering than, believing that I'm an outsider because I'm different, or that, I'm too different to be accepted. So yeah, it's about reframing your beliefs, and which will then, change your behavior.
Right. And it's about accepting yourself. The ultimate gift that you can give yourself is to come to terms with your faults and say, okay, that's who I was, or that's what I'll work on, or I'm never going to be a great singer because I don't have a voice, or whatever it is. It's okay. Be okay with yourself, and when you're okay with yourself, you can move forward and you can allow love to come in. You can have lasting relationships. You can be in a group and feel aligned with the people that are in your group instead of fitting or feeling like a misfit, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think we can end it there. And
Awesome.
yeah. And the only other thing that I want to share is that, if anyone watching is in need of support or would like to speak with someone, you can certainly reach out to Maria and I. We are here to help.
Have a great day.